if you needed further proof that Disney continues to just bomb at the box office, well, you're here at the right place because I've got some information. I'm going to go over the 3 biggest Disney box office bombs of 2022. Deadline has compiled a list here and they've got some information in regards to them. I'm going to go from number 3 to number 1. I'm going to touch on what happened, why these movies didn't work, why they didn't get to where they were supposed to get. And when we get to that point, we're gonna see what happens with number 1 and why. And you probably already guessed what number 1 is, but that's still something. So let's get on with number 3, Lightyear. It's made a total loss of $106 million. That's how much money Lightyear lost. Alright? Forget it here. One would think an extension of the Toy Story franchise, a spin-off about Buzz Lightyear, would be a surefire win. But devoted fans weren't thrilled that Tim Allen wasn't doing the voiceover. Chris Evans took over it, not to mention the issues with the movie taking liberties with Toy Story canon. The $50.5 million domestic start wasn't going to get Lightyear to the moon at the summer box office, also potentially impacting grosses. Former moviegoers getting too comfortable with seeing Pixar movies at home on Disney Plus after Soul and Turning Red was sent straight to the service. Disney is returning to the regular Toy Story franchise with its fifth sequel. They're going to do another Toy Story movie, even though I pretty much think Toy Story 3 wrapped everything up pretty nicely. Or maybe Toy Story 4 wrapped up a little better, but why make more? Well, that's what they're doing. With an A- cinema score, Lightyear had the lowest grade to date for a Toy Story movie. Critical reception fell from the typical 90% plus on Rotten Tomatoes to 74% on Lightyear. Right? And it showed the breakdown of it here, and like I said, it lost over $106 million. Now, the problem with Lightyear was that pretty much I think they made this movie. That was the main problem with Lightyear. This movie was in no way about Buzz Lightyear. No way about it. And then you had, one of the producers come out and say that, the reason Lightyear didn't make the reason Lightyear flopped is because we the fans are all too stupid to get it. That's basically what he said, that we the fans are all too stupid to understand it. Now, I reviewed Lightyear. I pointed out everything wrong with this movie because it made no sense from start to finish. And the so-called marketing for it didn't help. The only thing that they marketed about Lightyear was that there was some gay kiss in it and some kind of same-sex couple. That was it. That was all that they were marketing this movie on. Then you had Chris Evans what and tell people that, we don't be dinosaurs over that and that you're being stupid and all this kind of nonsense. If you want to do a Buzz Lightyear movie, you have Buzz Lightyear Star Command that was in the Toy Story movie. You do a movie based on that. Because there was already a Buzz Lightyear Star Command animated series. So you could have just used that as a basis to build an actual movie around. But you didn't do that. This movie was not Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. It was not Buzz Lightyear. It was just Buzz Lightyear in name and something completely different that you had created. And people didn't like it. They let you know that, listen, they hated this garbage. They didn't want to see it. And rather than actually listen to what it is people are saying, Disney decided, you know what? No. You're in the wrong. We're right. We're going to keep making garbage. And somehow everybody else is the problem, not us. So yeah, Lightyear lost over $106 million. And considering that the cost that went into making this movie, it's a massive flop at the box office. Let's go on to the second one now. The film is Amsterdam. Alright? Now, the new Regency Finance film had to shift its planned production from Boston to Los Angeles due to COVID. Despite California tax credit of $2.5 million on the period nature of the film, the budget shot up from $50 million to $80 million. Why would you spend that much money on this kind of period drama movie? But the pick also featured a massive all-star cast including Margot Robbie, Christian Bale, John David Washington, Taylor Swift, Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Rami Malek, to name a few. Bale got paid under his normal rate of $5 million, while other stars showed up to play with filmmaker David O. Russell and all of this other stuff. That said, way too much spent for an early World War I era set absurdist ensemble comedy that had zero draw. While the intent was to make another American Hustle, Amsterdam did not have that title's 1970s hipness, camp, and mobster hijinks. New Regency is the big loser here financially, as it merely had a distribution deal with Disney. Still, the financier is known for getting behind Archer's vision that do have a history of paying off blockbuster and awards-wise, including the $533 million global grossing The Revenant, which won 3 Oscars. Okay, now The Revenant had Leonardo DiCaprio fighting a bear, so people would want to see that. But when you have a World War I era type comedy thing, people aren't really invested in these types of movies anymore. I mean, most people more talk about World War II than they talk about World War I. And to have a budget of literally $80 million, we went from $50 million to $80 million for a movie like this. That just seems astronomically stupid. Why would you spend that kind of money to make a movie like this? Now, Amsterdam lost $108.4 million. Now, even if you give it a mileage, the budget shot up from $50 million to $80 million, right? Even if you factor in marketing and all kind of other stuff, which there barely was any of, but even if you factor in all of that, this movie would have had to make something close to like $300 million or more to even break even. It lost over $108.4 million. So you had no business even making this movie to begin with. And then secondly, with literally a budget like that, come on now, man. That's just ridiculous. Let's get to number 1, which I'm sure you could probably guess by now. Strange World. It lost $197.4 million. So literally this movie lost like $200 million. Let me read what it is they have to say here first, and then I'll give put in my 2 cents. It's not enough to say that original animation is a challenge at the box office when it comes to Strange World's failure. The movie centered on a family of explorers, the Clades, as they attempt to navigate an uncharted, treacherous land alongside a motley crew that includes a mischievous blob, a 3-legged dog, and a slew of ravenous creatures. Some might say Disney's embrace of a gay character in the film turned off red state audiences, while critics found the fantasy pick to be clunky and incomprehensible, and the animation retro and stale. Disney nonetheless supported the movie with a full theatrical release and dated it during their traditional 5-day Thanksgiving launchpad, where it saw a record low start for a Disney animation title during that frame with $18.8 million. Disney knew the goods were sour and had Strange World on Disney Plus a month later by December 23rd. Disney has done better in their first go-rounds with original IP in Wreck-It Ralph and Zootopia. However, one thing is clear: post-pandemic it is getting whipped at the box office by Illumination, with Minions, Rise of Gru, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, like I said, Strange World lost 197.4 million. The thing is, I haven't seen this movie. I have no interest in seeing it whatsoever. I just thought it looked like complete and utter nonsense. But everybody that I have seen do a review for Strange World have none of them have ever said this. None of them have ever said that this movie was good. None of them. Every review I have seen said this movie was terrible. Disney in no way marketed this movie well. The story, from what I understand, is just total and utter nonsense. They intended to push this whole gay character because fucking about it, like the boy is like, I don't know, I think he's like 12 or 13 or something like that. Like, could be younger, I'm not even sure. And you're putting out there that, he is so in love with it, and it doesn't fit with the story, it doesn't make sense with anything that anybody's literally doing. But what you're trying to say that, listen, we are so in tune with everything that we could just make absolute and utter garbage, and you're just going to love it. It's not working. This movie was doomed to fail. The minute it is you see that they decided to make this, it was already doomed to fail. You put all kind of political messages about climate change, all kind of people just want to be entertained. That's it. People just want to be entertained. They want good stories. They want to have fun. You're not doing that. What you're doing is telling people, listen, we're going to make nonsense. You're going to love it. And if you don't, we are going to literally come out there and labass you for it. That's what we're going to do. So these are the literal 3 biggest flops that Disney has had for 2022. And I knew instantly Strange World was going to be at the top of the list. Like I said, no one that I have seen who has actually seen that movie and reviewed it has had anything good to say about it. Everybody agrees that Strange World is a terrible movie. Lightyear flopped because, we're all too stupid to get it. Amsterdam, big budget for little results, and Strange World, absolute and just utter waste of time. That's what Disney is putting out. Your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, so then hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.